Today we're going to talk about the death of personal style, why everybody looks the same, and what you can do to find your unique flair and not look like everybody else. Let's go back in time a little and remember that clothing has always been used to convey something about yourself. Whether that's your social class, your marital status, your occupation, your ethnicity, basically what group you belong to. Clothing has always been a way to express who you are. In the past, that was more so your social status, your group belonging, etc. Whereas now, in addition to that, sometimes it's also an expression of your interests, but still what group you belong to, what culture you belong to. All those things are expressed through your clothing, your style. You express who you are. And on that note, that's why clothing and style is so associated with status and class and all those things. Like, if you think of how most of the time trends often start from someone of high status wearing something, and the population then emulate that. For example, let's take an example like Hailey Bieber wearing oversized jackets. It was posted online, people saw that, and then people emulated that because she is a person of status and wealth. And if someone else does it of a different social status, it doesn't have quite the same effect and trend starting effect as when someone of high status does it, because people will emulate high status in order to kind of try and raise their own status in the eyes of the masses. I remember a few years ago when there was a lot of discourse around the rise in fashion of big hoop earrings. And why everyone was talking about it is because this had always been part of the style. Like, big hoop earrings had been part of the style of African American women for a while. It was seen as not classy, etc. But then when white middle-class women started to wear big hoop earrings, it became a trend, and everyone was wearing big hoop earrings because essentially status, so whether that's by your race, your wealth, your social standing, whatever, has the power to take something that's seen as like lower class and raise the status of that object, that fashion piece, etc. Just in the same way as when a celebrity is wearing something is high status and then everyone starts to wear it. For example, then Shein, Zara starts to produce it, and people who are of a lower socioeconomic class are able to afford that item, like a cheap version of that item, that then brings down the status of that item. So the person wearing the item brings up and down the status of the item based on their own status. There's a lot of cultural and socioeconomic connotations to fashion and style that we should keep in mind. Now, with social media, before, the fashion you would be aware of would be what you see around you and what would be in magazines. You would know what your neighbors, people you go to school with, that you work with, what they're wearing, and also the celebrities in the magazines. And then, yes, those would then be produced for the masses and then brought to the high street for your average consumer, but that took a lot more time than it does now. Companies like Zara, Shein are able to produce new items super fast, so things hit the shelf within days of becoming popular. Now you have social media. You can know what any random person is wearing if they post it. So in a way you have access to a lot more style, but also things spread a lot faster. It's like wildfire. It's like, a celebrity posts one thing, then one other person posts it. The amount of people that are able to see that is huge. It's way more than magazines ever was, kind of. As someone who studied psychology, what I can tell you is that the more something is familiar, the more we like it. With fashion and style, this is true as well. The more you see something, the more it becomes familiar, and therefore the more you like it. This is why sometimes couples in a relationship look like they could be siblings. It's because people are attracted to what is familiar. Those people, they kind of look familiar, like they could be family, and they're attracted. We are wired to like what is familiar. With social media, because of how exposed you are to something, the more familiar it becomes, hence the more you think you like it and then want to adopt it yourself. So whereas before it might have taken a lot of advertisements, because it usually takes a certain amount of times for you to see something in order for it to become familiar and like it. So before, where that might have been like a few advertisements a few times, now all it takes is within one day on social media, you could see the same outfit 20 times and And therefore it's going to increase your desire to also have that thing because of how familiar it has become to you. That was number one. Number two is that we don't want to stand out. Now you might be like, oh, I want to stand out, blah, blah, blah. Like, now you do. But as children, we learn not to stand out. Being different is not safe. I remember when I was in middle school, there was like, everyone on YouTube was like painting shoes, like galaxy shoes. I hopped on that trend. I got a pair of white shoes, 2 or 3 sizes too big because they didn't have my size. And I was like, that's fine. I'll get these shoes that are way too big for me. Painted them galaxy, wore them to school. And everyone was looking at my feet. No one said anything, so I don't know if they were looking at it because they were like, oh, that's cool. Probably not, because when you're a kid, different is not cool. Different is never cool. I felt so self-conscious. I never wore those to school again, ever. So we learn at a young age not to stand out and to dress like everybody else. Like a little variation here or there is fine, but you do not want to stand out as a kid. We do not like social judgment. We don't want that. So we learn that being like everybody else is safe, and that's what you want to be. So with social media, essentially styles and trends are pre-approved by everybody on the internet. When you see everybody wearing the oversized blazer, you learn that's pre-approved by everybody. If you go and wear that, you're not going to get weird looks because everybody else is doing it. It's the safe option. Nobody wants weird looks. So when people say I like fashion, I sometimes ask myself, do you actually like fashion, or do you like trends and fitting in? Because they're very different things. Fashion is a form of art. Part of art is learning the rules and then breaking them. If you are not breaking any rules and you are just doing what everybody else is doing, that to me is not fashion. That's just trend following. So ask yourself, do you just want to fit in? Which is fine. Like, not everybody wants to stand out and be unique. That's fine. You don't have to. That's not what this video is about. I'm trying to teach you to be unique and have your own unique flair. And also, next note is that unique in one place isn't unique in another. So in the culture, we have the pop culture, the popular culture, the masses, and then you have subgroups within the culture. So like, for example, you have the emos, you've got the grunge, you've got the jocks, the nerds, the academics. You've got different subcultures within the culture. So something that's unique. So for example, there might be a trend happening in the emo culture, like a special studded belt or something. You can wear it out into the popular culture and it will be weird and different. Unique is nor good nor bad. I think unique, an objective term. Unique is just different, and it'll be unique there. But then if you go into the emo group and you look at everybody, they're all wearing that same thing. It's not unique there. So what's unique in one place might not be unique in another. And that's fine. I think part of finding your personal style and your own unique style is trying to break away from the trends within the subgroup as well. You want to try and not follow trends at all and just have your own unique taste and style. And yes, your taste and style can fit within a subgroup and a style, but that doesn't mean you follow the trend cycles of different things. Think of somebody who is a muse, maybe a movie character. Do they look like everybody else? Or is there something unique about them? Now again, they don't have to be wearing anything crazy, but they're usually different appearance-wise in some way. There's something unique, slightly different about them. The muse, like, she's not wearing what everybody else is wearing. She doesn't, like, they don't follow trends. They have their own unique personal sense of style, and they have flair and their own uniqueness. Why should you want to have a unique personal style? If you think about a muse, think about a movie character, a book character who's a muse. There's a whole personality part of being a muse. If you think about the physicality, they're never a trend follower. They're never dressed and styled like everybody else. There's usually something unique and different about them. Whether it's their clothing, their makeup, there's something that usually captivates the viewer about that person physically. There's something that makes you gravitate towards them. And what that is their personality, which they convey through their personal style by their uniqueness. And remember, your personal style is always in fashion for you. There could be a trend that you like, and if you wear that for 5 more years, that's your personal style. It's not a trend anymore, because part of a trend is that it's short term. So your personal style is what is always in style for you. You could wear something that's from 5 years ago and other people might think is out of date, but when it's on you, it is your personal style and it looks good. because it's conveying who you are. So if you want to be the muse, I'm going to now get into the tips and my advice on how you can develop a personal style that is unique to you. Number one for the advice is you need to upgrade your wardrobe slowly. Like, I'm talking a few pieces a year, slowly, because we are constantly evolving, constantly changing. So if you redo your whole wardrobe now at once, next year you could be a completely different person in your style and not like anything. So upgrading your closet slowly is what will make it very authentic and true to you, because it's going to be things that you're going to slowly, very mindfully collect, and pieces that you love, and you're going to build on top of, so that you have a wardrobe that you really truly love and that you're not trying to fit into some certain aesthetic. Maybe a few pieces per season. You don't need to change your entire wardrobe. You find the pieces that you love in your current wardrobe, stick to those, and slowly introduce new pieces that you really like and that you can build off of. But don't go redoing the whole thing, because again, you're probably just going to buy what is trending right now, and we are trying to get out of the trends. So buy things that you authentically love and like, and that you can see yourself wearing 3, 4, 5 years down the line. Number two, I want to talk about Pinterest. Now, I debated whether to put Pinterest on this because I have very mixed feelings. Because Pinterest is another social media. We talked about social media and how it influences our taste and makes us follow trends. What I like about Pinterest is that it's not necessarily like chronological. It's not like Instagram and TikTok that are only showing you what's current and things that were just posted in the past day. On Pinterest, you can see pins from years ago. So what I like is that it's kind of timeless in that sense. Now, obviously, things that are more current are going to be what's showing up on your feed more, but you can still find things from years ago. I think in that way it helps to escape the trends a little bit, so that you're not like constantly following trends, because the stuff that you're seeing isn't necessarily all from this current point in time. And I think if you don't know where to start, inspiration is good. If you don't know what your style is, what's out there, or if you need inspiration, it is great for inspiration. Now, again, you don't want to fall into the trap of seeing too much of something and you end up liking it because it's familiar, and then again, you're falling into basically following trends because it's familiar. So I think yes to Pinterest, but in very limited quantity. Like, don't spend too much time, but a bit of time for some inspiration and trying to find things that are unique and authentic to you, and building a board that inspires you, but that something that you aren't going to copy. You're not going to copy this, but something that inspires you in terms of the vibe and maybe certain pieces that you can then build off of yourself. So use with caution. If you want to be super unique, maybe don't use Pinterest, but I think for some inspiration, just beware that trends are on there as well. So if you're seeing too much of one thing on your board, that's a trend. It's up to you whether you want to buy into that or not. Number three is buy quality for the long term. Now, you're going to say not everyone can afford quality, etc. True, but also with thrift stores, online thrifting with like Depop, ThredUp, Vinted, etc., we have access to a lot of quality for the same price as like a Zara. So again, if you're willing to put into the time to go to the thrift store, or like we have thrift stores on our phone now, so it's like, you know, if you have time to be on social media, you have time to be looking for a high quality shirt on Depop, is my opinion. So again, buy quality pieces that will last you and that you love. If you're following every trend, of course, spending money and buying quality doesn't make sense because trends last a few months. But we're not following trends. You're buying things that you are going to be wearing still in 5 years' time. So invest in the quality so that you can continue to love that piece. I know personally that the pieces that are high quality in my closet, I love and appreciate them a lot more, so I wear them a lot more. I feel so good when I wear them. They make me feel confident, like they're not things I want to get rid of because the quality makes me feel so good about them. If you want to signal class, you need to have some high quality. That doesn't mean spending a lot of money. You can find it secondhand for a lot cheaper. Loads of rich ladies are emptying their closets every day. You just gotta look for it. It's not as easy as going on Shein or Zara, but we don't do that. Number 4 is, if you're gonna follow fashion or style influencers, follow ones that have a consistent style and that don't follow trends. How do you know if an influencer is just a trend following influencer? Look back on their history of posts. Is it constantly changing? Do you see trends that were popular in those posts? Or is it something, they have a style that's been pretty consistent over the past few years? If they've been on social media for 5 years, has their style been relatively consistent? Of course, it's going to evolve and change as a person changes. But is it going from thing to thing and you don't really see, that person doesn't seem to have an authentic personal style that's consistent over time? Number 5 is wear what feels authentic to you. My example for this is if you are like a pop girly, like Sabrina Carpenter, Ariana Grande girly, and maybe wearing like grunge rock t-shirts probably isn't authentic to you. Again, our clothing sends a message about us, so I kind of agree with the criticisms of wearing band merch of a band that you don't listen to, because by wearing that t-shirt, you're conveying something about yourself, that you like this band and it's, you know, it's something about, it's one of your interests. If it's not a band that you actually like and listen to and enjoy, then what you're conveying to people is not authentic. It's not you. Again, we're trying to have an authentic personal style. You should only be conveying things that are true about yourself. Who you are is great, so convey that to people. Don't try and like be someone you're not and like pretend to be interested in things you're not interested in. If you love Sabrina Carpenter, then wear her merch. Just because you like the look of something doesn't mean that's your personal style. What will truly feel authentic to you is when it's based in your values and your actual interests, not purely just aesthetics and how something looks. Behind certain aesthetics, there can be certain values, like, you know, when you buy, maybe if someone's only wears like recycled cotton and, you know, recycled fabrics, you know, that can show their value of conservation and environmentalism. So again, like, your clothing conveys your values, your interests, etc. So don't go purely on like how something looks, but rather, is it actually based in reality for who you are? Number 6 is use hair and makeup to experiment and to go deeper into different styles. Like, 2 people could be wearing the same exact outfit, but if they have different hair and makeup, they can make it look like a totally different style. So use hair and makeup to play around and figure out your style. Are you going to go more grunge and heavy on the makeup? Or are you going to go lighter for a more natural look? You can play with hair and makeup. It's a great low-cost way because you don't need to be buying more makeup to do this. Most girls have basic eyeshadow and eyeliner that you can just put different amounts and stuff on to change your look, or buy, you know, an inexpensive colored eyeliner or something to play around with different aesthetics and different looks without having to buy more clothes. Next is that you can have different styles. When people say personal style, I think people tend to assume that it's gotta be like one clearly defined style, and that's not true. We are multifaceted people with different interests and different likes. For me, for example, I was a wannabe skater girl listening to Arctic Monkeys and 21 Pilots, and a lot of that is still who I am. So I like kind of more of a like edgier grunge aesthetic sometimes, but I also love like really light fabrics and white and cotton and natural look, and I can like both and wear both. Like, I don't have to pick one and that's be my personal style. I think the personal style is truly when you can combine different styles. And you don't need to combine them at first. I think you can wear them separately on different days, and over time you'll learn how to incorporate the two together into something truly you. But I think until you learn how to do that through trial and error, it's fine to have lots of different styles and wear all of them. With time you'll learn how to combine them, and that's great, but you also don't need to. If you want to dress more hippie one day and then more like a jock the next, that's fine. And with time you might be able to learn how to combine both, but that's not necessary. But I think personal style is multifaceted. Don't fit yourself into one aesthetic. You're not an aesthetic. You're a person with interests and values, and fashion and style is just a way to express that. Don't put yourself into a box, create the box. Number 8 is to dress up for every day. I know it can be a hassle, but by dressing up every day, you can learn what you like and take more risks in low-risk settings. It's not like you're going out to meet friends or going out for anything. It's not like you're getting dressed for something that you necessarily want to look your best for. So it's lower stakes, so you can take more risks, and it doesn't really matter whether it's your favorite outfit or not. Like, I like to sometimes, when I'm experimenting with my style, just wear different things that I haven't, an outfit I've never worn before, a combination of clothing I've never worn before, and then wear it on my walk or to the supermarket. And from that experience of being in that outfit for an hour when I'm out and about, then you'll find out what's truly comfortable for you and whether you feel comfortable in that outfit, if you enjoyed wearing the outfit, and whether it's something you want to wear again. Experiment by dressing up every day for very low stake activities, like going to the bank. Try something new, and from that experience you'll figure out if it's something you want to wear again or not. Next is, if you want to look unique, you need unique pieces. And if you want unique pieces, you've got to skip high street basic like chain stores. Like, not skip your Shein, your Zara, your H&M. Like, unless it's just for like basics that you're gonna like use to build outfits on top of, skip those stores, because again, I think you should skip them altogether because they're terrible for the planet. There's enough clothing on the planet already. You don't need to be giving your money to these corporations that are ruining the planet. Thrift them, find them on Depop. If you want unique pieces, don't buy from those stores because they don't have anything unique that is timeless. Go to your thrift stores, go through your mother's closet, your aunt's closet, your flea markets. You've got to go to unique places to find unique things. You're not going to find unique pieces in the stores of trends. You just won't. So again, if you want to look unique, you need unique pieces. Go to unique places to find them. Go on Depop, whatever. They don't have to be expensive or branded. And finally, give it time. It takes time to develop a personal style because you are constantly changing. Who you are this year is not the same as who you will be next year. So give it time, let it evolve more naturally. Don't force a makeover. Don't redo your whole closet at once, because who you are this year might not be who you are next year, and who you are is changing. Parts of you will stay the same, parts of you will change. So give it time, focus on a handful of items that you truly love and make lots of outfits with those. You don't need loads and loads of clothing in order to be stylish and fashionable. You can have a uniform, a really unique uniform, an outfit that is so you, that is so personal, and that you wear all the time. It's still going to be unique because it's unique to you. Just because people have seen it before doesn't make it any less unique. Repeat your outfits because that's what makes them you. That's like part of your brand. Brands don't change their style. Brands don't change their branding and their colors every year because that's what makes them recognizable. So let yourself be recognized for these things. Put the time and the energy into creating a few outfits that you truly love and they're truly you, and repeat them. And like, that's your brand. That's who you are conveying to everybody.